Hey everyone, Farmer here and welcome to the new Forza Motorsport where I'll be taking on the new C-Class Open 2 series in the BMW M1. Okay, so for this C-Class Open 2 series we're going to be using the BMW M1. I've just completed practice on the first race at Silverstone. I posted a best lap time of 1 minute 10 900 off, or 9/10 of a second I think. It was around about, it was 110 something. I had the fastest lap out of all of the other cars in practice session. So this is a brand new car I've not used before up until this series at least. So I've only spent the 300 starting car points on the brake upgrade. I know now you can spend credits and buy upgrade points as you wish now. You don't have to go through the leveling system. But I'm keeping this one in the same kind of way of the Builders Cup. So starting off with a pretty much stock car and then we'll upgrade it as we go through the races. The downside to that is the Open 2 series only has 4 races per series, which doesn't really give you much time to actually build up your car to maximise it for C-Class. But we'll do what we can do. So we'll jump straight into the race. We'll just double check the tyre fuels. Obviously we can't change the tyres because we're on stock. And fuel, 5% fuel is 4 laps. That seems like, we'll just go with 6% just in case. That seems excessively low. Not sure if that's a glitch or something. And then we'll jump straight into the race. So my predicted or projected finish is 3rd to 5th place, starting in 12th, which is where I usually start. I do find the races are far too short to start in 24th. By the time you've got around the first lap, you'll be so far behind there's not enough laps to catch up. And that's one thing I would like to see in the future, is they add the ability to increase the length of the races. I kind of know that may make it difficult, obviously, with the builders thing, that if you have 2 longer races that you'll level up the car too much in one race. So I don't know if they're trying to balance it, but it would be nice if some of the races, at least you had the option to do like short, medium or long races as a personal preference. So I would much rather have like a race like this on a short circuit have like 8 to 10 laps rather than 4. I just think 4 is pretty much a waste of time sometimes. But we'll see how we're getting on, starting in 12th. See if we can get up to the podium and do a little bit better than the projected, if possible. So if you're not aware as well, the most recent update improved the AI collision system on the starting of races. Although I've just gone into the back of that car in front. Just let him know on there. Yeah, so it's not as bad as it was. It was a slight warning there. Previously, where I found it extremely difficult to get through the first section of races without getting smashed off the track or absolutely battered by the AI. They do seem a lot better now, avoiding contact on the first few corners. And the front of the pack seems to doesn't break off as much as it did previously as well, because often you'd find the first 3 cars would get so far ahead from the first corner that it would be very difficult then to catch up if you were quite far down the grid. But we'll try and do our best and see how we get on. We're still in our starting 12th position as we come to the end of the first lap. I just think the 4 laps on this circuit is way too few laps for my liking. As we move up to 10th. And there's James's driver tire. If you've not been watching the live streams on the other channel on Farming Simulator, James joined us recently as one of the members of the live crew, helping us out. And we've been doing some racing on Forza as well in the week. Oh, slight blip there. So a few of us have been getting together a couple of nights a week on Forza and having some private multiplayer, which has been quite fun. So I'm not the best at this game by any means, but I do enjoy playing it, and yeah, it would be nice to get a little bit better. And I am using my Logitech G920 wheel and pedals, which, you know, it's a lot of people don't rate, but it's the only wheel I've really ever used, so I'm kind of used to it. I don't find it too bad, but at some point I would like to upgrade to a direct drive system when I've got the funds to do so. And I've decided which system I want to go with, as there's quite a lot of choice out there, and I don't want to spend money and then regret spending it. So I want to try and make sure I make the right choice first time. So I've been having a look at quite a few of the different companies. Some are just far too expensive, although their stuff looks really nice. It's just not an option at the moment. Maybe in the future. So we're in 8th position currently on our 3rd lap. As I say, there's just really not enough laps to really move up the grid too much. Yeah, see if we can get a few more places at least for the remainder of this lap, and then the next lap we can get down the inside. There's a little bit of collision there. No penalty, which is good. Keep it together on this final corner. And then coming up to the end of the 3rd lap. So in 7th position. I don't think we're going to make it to the podium. Oh, so I don't know what the problem is. I'm sure you'll come across in the video. I keep getting these slight micro like stutters where the game kind of lags for a half second or so, which is a little bit annoying because it's really off-putting. I don't know why it does it, and it always seems to do it in roughly the same place on circuits when it does do it. I've noticed it was quite bad on this race in practice. I was getting it quite often. The race doesn't seem to be as bad, but yeah, if anybody knows what that issue is and how to resolve it, it'd be super handy to let me know, because I have no idea why it does it or how to remedy that problem. So 6th place, and I think that's probably about as good as we're going to get for our first race in this series. So not as high as I would have liked, but we came through fairly unscathed. I say one more lap and I think we probably would have got up to 3rd, possibly. So yeah, I would like to get a few more laps in for the races. P6 from 12. Best lap time 1 minute 10.800, which is the fastest on there. So they're not too bad. And just over 5 minutes full race time, which is not great. But we do have a few more car points now to spend, so a few more upgrades, and we might be able to be a bit more competitive in the next race. Don't watch the podium. I didn't make it. Right, so Mugello is next, so let's do a few upgrades. So the only upgrade I've done, as I mentioned before the start of the first race, was the brakes, which was 300 car points, so we've got 1200 available. Tyre compound would be a nice one to do, at least, because I think that would make a huge difference to the handling. We could go up to sport, which would be 1000 points. So let's put some sport tyres on, and hopefully after the next race we can get the race tyres. And I would also like to do the anti-roll bars front and rear. So that's 1500 points used. We'll confirm that. So our acceleration's green, although it's not actually changed overall. Handling's up to 3.2 and our braking is up to 3.2 as well. So it's a pretty well balanced car. We've got 3, 3.1, 3.2, 3.2. So we'll see how well we can do in the next race. I do like Mugello. It's a nice circuit. It's one of my favourites on Forza. So I'm going to go through and complete the practice, and then we'll come back and see how we can do in the race. Okay, so practice is complete. I did a 1 minute 10 seconds 422, so second fastest overall, so not the best. Could have been a little bit better, but yeah, not too bad. Just getting used to the car and still finding it's not the best handling. Definitely could do with a few more upgrades. So we'll put about 5% of fuel in again. It's the lowest we can actually put in to do 5 laps. And we'll jump straight into the race. So we'll start in 12th again. A projected finish of 4th. Again, there's only 4 laps. So I think realistically, any chance of getting the podium, I'd probably need to move up the grid to start with. Or at least come back with the fully upgraded car. So again, only 4 laps on this. What, 4 minutes? 1 minute 10. So around about 5-minute race. So yeah, not a very long race at all. Not really much opportunity to move up the grid starting in a low position, but we'll see how we can do in this one. Straight away we've managed to get up a few places on the grid. If we can just get past these few here as we come into the first corner. Although we are going to be a bit late on the brakes and a bit wide. 3 wide going into this corner. So I nearly get pushed off the track by James's driver tar, who's then trying to very hard to spin me out. And then I get rammed into from behind, which is not very nice of you. So yeah, a little bit more collisions on this one than the previous race. But we managed to get through into 7th at the end of the first lap. Although I don't think this car's got as much power as the car behind, so let's see if we can just keep ahead of him going into the next corner. Let's see if we can then try and catch up with the cars ahead. We've managed to catch up with James' avatar again. Seems like we're battling every race against James's avatar, or drivatar I should say. So coming up to the end of the second lap, I mean, it's not being able to quite get ahead. So yeah, it looks like 6th place might be the best we're going to get on this one as well. So we've got 2 laps remaining. See if we can try and push a little bit more. We just seem to be lacking a little bit of power there along the straight to really make any moves. See if we can get a good run out of this corner and try and get ahead of James's drivatar here. I don't think we're going to quite get ahead enough to make a move there. Although he's gone a little bit slow there. So the one trouble on this, I can't quite see where he is on that side. I've got no mirror.
Total time penalty
Seriously? Well, yeah, we're going to have to get, what, 700ths of a second ahead now to cement 6th place.
One more.
Just run a little bit wide on that one corner, which I did do because I wasn't quite sure where the car was on the inside, so I was trying to avoid any collision, and you end up going off track a little bit. Him braked a little bit too much then. Managed to squeeze past up into 5th, but so with that time penalty we're going to have to get quite far ahead to keep that place as we're coming up to the final set of corners. Currently in 5th, I think that's probably where we're going to most likely finish. An improvement on the first race at least. So from 6th to 5th. So best lap 1 minute 9 232. So we've got the best lap again. I say it's just too few laps to really make a move on the top 3. Another couple of laps on this one as well, and I think we'd easily get into the top 3. So I just find these races are far too short. I don't know why they default the so short races, to be honest, but there's not much we can do about that. So I'll say the money is irrelevant to me really, as I've got so much. So next race on Suzuka, which is the Suzuka Circuit E Circuit, which is another fairly short race, and I imagine probably 4 laps again. So we've got another 1,000 car points, and I will go for the full race tyres if we can, actually, because we're already. That's going to take us up to B513. I don't think I haven't really done much upgrades, and we're already nearly maxed out for C class in this car. They're probably not the best choice of car, although it did start off quite low. So I'm thinking is if we can't do that, we might go. Just trying to think, actually, might be better off for this race if we go back to stock tyres, but then increase the whips instead, which I often find sometimes is you get far less performance hit, but you get better handling. So we go with 255 front, and then we'll go 325. So that brings us up to handling 3.0, braking 3.0, which isn't far off what we were before with the sport tyres, but we've got far more room now for more upgrades. So we'll go with the full race suspension, and I'm going to go with the full race anti-roll bars front and rear. And then see if we can get some go for a full race transmission, driveline, and race differential. So we've got 50 points left, but we have got quite a lot of upgrades done to the car now. Save a bit of weight on that. Can't afford that, and maybe change the wheels. If we can get some lighter wheels that look fairly decent. I always find it's difficult to pick wheels on this because you can't really change the camera, and the view sometimes it's either really dark so you can't quite see what they look like. Let's go with those. They don't look too bad. Confirm. So yeah, we'll get practice complete again, and then we'll jump straight into the race, and hopefully we can improve on the 5th position we did on the last race. Although I think any chances of winning the series overall is probably far gone now with the 6th and 5th place finishes in the previous races. I think we'd probably have to win both races to have any chance, which I don't think we're going to do with such short laps. So 10 laps of fuel is what I like to put in for practice. So I'll complete practice, and then we'll come back and do the race. Okay, so practice complete. I've got a fastest lap time of 1 minute to 300th of a second, which was almost 2 minutes faster than the bonus objective fastest lap time, and also first out of all the drivers. So not too bad. So we'll just do the fuel again, which again we've got 5 laps on this one, so we've got an extra lap. But there, it's roughly worked out around about 5 minutes, so it's just over a minute per lap. So let's go to race. So our projection for finishing is 2nd to 4th on starting at 12, which we haven't actually hit the projected finish, have we? I think the last one was 3rd to 5th, was it? And I think we did finish 5th, so it was on the lower end of the projected finish, but we'll see how we do on this one. So 5 laps on here, in the rain as well. I did find the changes to the car have massively improved the handling. It's a lot more stable going through corners. Yeah, gives you that a little bit more confidence to actually go through the corners a little bit faster. Although in the wet it's a little bit more tricky to tell that. Going back to like Mugello will probably make a huge difference. But yeah, let's see how we can do in the wet on Suzuka. And see if we can actually at least try and get up to 4th this time. Will be an improvement on the previous race. But yeah, I feel like overtaking is probably going to be best done on the start-finish straight. Especially when you've got like two cars wide going through these corners. It'll make it virtually impossible to get past anybody here. Oh, yeah. Didn't mean. Oh. That's probably a penalty for me there. Oh no, we got away with that one. I get pushed out a little bit wider than I wanted to on that one corner. But we did manage to gain a few places. I'm going to say this is probably going to be the best place to get past any cars is down this straight. So start of lap 2. Although now the cars have thinned out a little bit, we may be able to get past, because I do find sometimes on Suzuka that the AI drivers are a little bit slow going through this section on Suzuka. And sometimes if you've got a good grip, especially this corner come up here, you can go around the outside. But not quite close enough to make it this time. So this is going to be our best place to try and get past anybody. We can get a good run off that corner. A little bit of a toe. Past the Clio. Oh, Stevie 4K Gaming in the Clio. I'm not sure if you'd personally choose that livery. Watch this car on the outside. So up to 6th. We've got what, 2 laps left after this one. So yeah, I think we might actually have a good chance of getting a podium on this one. As I say, these cars sometimes do go a little bit slow through here, or slower than I would like to go through. But I've no doubt we'll get past this car on the straight and hopefully catch up with, close the gap onto 5th place a little bit. I mean 4th place, so say we'll be 5th if we get past this car. There we go. So 2 laps to go and we're up to 5th. So yeah, I think we should easily beat our finish on the previous race. Gonna be a question is if we can keep close enough to get past at least 2 people here. Give us a chance to try and get top 3. We're up to 4th, so it's going to be our best finish if we can keep this position.
Final lap. You got this.
So it would be nice to get on the podium for at least one of the races. But yeah, I don't think we're going to have any chance of getting first. We're far too far behind to catch up with first place now. Try and get past this car. So I always brake a little bit too much for my liking around here. It's like brake check. I just don't, with it being wet as well, I just don't have the grip on the outside to really get past them. Like on the edge of the grip with the speed. But if we can keep close enough here, we can try and get past before we get to the start finish. There we go, 3rd place, so our first podium in this series. We've only 1 race remaining, but we've progressively managed to get a better finish each race. So again,
Nicely done.
just about the fastest lap that time, 1:02.895, just ahead of first place. Which so we're up to 3rd overall in the series with 1 race to go. I think we're a little bit too far behind, even if we win the last race, unless the GG Mogul has a really bad race and finishes way down the leaderboard. But yeah, up to 3rd. And our first podium. So I highly imagine the same with the other races. If there had been an extra couple of laps, we'd have won that race. And we'd easily probably got 3rd. Possibly 2nd on the previous race and then 3rd on the first one. So last race of the series, C-Class Series, race 4 of 4 is Grand Oak Raceway, which is this is the full circuit. So race length 4 laps. So I think it's a slightly longer race. So we've got another 750 points to use. Now the handling of the car was pretty good, especially in the rain for the previous race. So not too much we need to do handling wise. We've done all the drivetrain. Aero I don't think we need. We're just not really getting fast enough to really need that. So we could possibly look at getting some upgrades for the engine just to give us a little bit more speed. So we get an air filter. Look at changing the flywheel as well. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything else. It's going to take us up into the next class. Yeah, I think we're probably a bit stuck now with doing anything else. Have a look at the aero. We've already done the hood. That's gonna that might actually be a good upgrade. If we put that on, take that off, it's not going to make any difference. What we could try and do then is, don't know if increasing the wheel rim is going to quite give us enough. Now maybe if we take the flywheel off. There we go. So maxed out C500 now with 3.3 speed, 3.1 braking, 3.1 handling and 3.1 acceleration. So a fairly well balanced car overall. So let's get on to Grand Oak Raceway, and I say I'll do practice again and then we'll jump into the final race of this series. So it would be nice to win overall, but I don't think we can do that now. Okay, so practice complete. I did a 1:31 300, which was well over a second faster than the second place car. So yeah, hopefully we can do well in this race. So as I said, 1:30 per lap. Isn't too bad at all. So we'll see where that puts us in terms of projected finish. So still second to fourth. Again, only 4 laps, so Yeah, it may be difficult to try and get first place, but I don't know, we may be able to get on the podium again for this one. We'll soon see. So overall, car's handling really well. One thing could really do with doing now is upgrading the brakes, getting some full race brakes on. Just have to remember to be a little bit earlier on the brakes and a bit gentle as well, so we don't lock up. But yeah, let's see if we can get on the podium again for the final race in this series. So I doubt we're going to win overall, as the car that's currently first place is the one that's leading the overall championship. So he would need to finish well down the grid to give us any chance of winning overall. Sorry, James. Give you a little tap. Let you know I'm there. As we try and get around the outside. I don't really want to be on this inside going into this corner, to be honest. Well, we've managed to get up to fourth there somehow. So that was a very risky move, coming right up on the inside, because if one of those cars that had gone out wide had come across, they would have just gone straight into us. Could have potentially ended our race, or at least give us a big penalty. But I think getting up to fourth place before the end of the first lap gives us a good chance to try and catch up with the first place and possibly win the final race of this series. That may at least put us second overall. But actually, yeah, I think second place must be the GG Mogul, which is currently leading the championship overall. We'll try and get past this BMW. We'll go up to third place, and yet GG Mogul is currently running second. I say, even if we come ahead and he does only finish third place or lower, I don't think it's going to be enough for us to win overall. But strange things have happened in this game when it comes to the championship. I always find that sometimes the lead car, usually sometimes on the final race, finishes well down, but I don't think that's going to be the case this time. So we've gone up to the end of the second lap and we're currently running third. We just need to push a little bit harder in this lap, try and get at least up until second, and then that'll give us one more lap to try and get past the lead car. But we might actually be able to do it this lap. We might go around the outside and then see if we can undercut. No, to close the gap on us. I'm sure we can get the inside line this time. Or have we got the power to get ahead before the corner coming up? So I really don't like being on the inside, but especially as I can't see down that right hand side of the car. Keep it together, we're up to first. Again, that was a very risky move in that corner, very late on the brakes. And then I had to be quite hard on the accelerator pulling out of it, but we've managed to get up to P1. And all we need to do is just try and maintain this for one more lap. At least then we'll have, yeah, progressively progressed over each race. Actually quite far ahead, 1.7 seconds, 1.8.
Last lap.
We are pulling away quite a bit, so no need to take any risks on this final lap because we're not going to gain anything by finishing miles ahead. But yeah, no stupid mistakes. This is what I often do. I always end up making a stupid mistake which costs me sometimes just a little bit of lack of concentration when you need it most. Or I end up trying to push way too hard even though I don't need to, and then end up just making a silly mistake that costs me. A bit like there, almost going a little bit too fast into that corner. That's it, we're coming up to the final corner. We're on a bit wide there. And we'll take our first P1 of the series. So it would be nice if there was a couple of extra races. I think we would then be able to win the championship overall. But yeah, it's nice to get a first place finish at least one of the races.
Good work out there.
To show that we have progress with the car as well, and we've managed to build a fairly competitive car for these open tour in a few short races. So third overall, 90 points, so that 14 points off the lead, 13 points off second place. So yeah, those first two races really cost us in any chance of getting into the top two positions. But yeah, overall finishing first, it's not too bad. The BMW, I don't think it's a competitive car for C-Class overall. There's probably far better options for C-Class. But it's a nice car to drive actually. It's, I think a few more upgrades take it into B-Class. It would be probably make a really nice B-Class car. But yeah, overall it's not too bad. And I've got 32,800 credits. I've got like 28.6 million. It's like crazy. But yeah, there's the end of the open C-Class Open Tour for this month. So a third place finish on that. I may come back to that one at some point with a different car and try again. See if we can get the first place on there. So next up will be the B-Class series, which I may do in a separate video. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. So something a bit different for me. I've been enjoying playing Forza quite a bit recently. So I thought I might try to do a few videos on some of these series as they open up. So if you did enjoy it, then please let me know and hit the thumbs up. Really do appreciate that. Let me know if you want to see more, then I'll gladly do some more. So work our way through all of these for this month. We've got the B class, A class and S class, and then the reward car for this month is the Ferrari. So it'd be nice to unlock that. There's also the featured series as well. I've completed the Ringer Tour. Although yeah, I didn't do very well in that last one. I think I finished 4th on that one. Second on the first one, but I have unlocked the BMW. That was, I think, got 2 weeks or just under 2 weeks left of that one. So if you've not yet finished that series for the reward car, I think you've got just under 2 weeks left to do that one. So the new one which started yesterday or today, midnight for us last night. The first one being the 4-cylinder Fury, which I could do some videos on that one as well. But obviously these unlock each week for the next 3 weeks, finishing with the V10 Titans. And then the reward car is the Pagani for that series. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to see some more videos. I really appreciate taking the time to watch and hope you have enjoyed it. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. So take care, goodbye, and see you again soon.